Buc-ee's is beloved for a reason. If you want to make the most of your next visit, here's everything you need to know.
The Buc-ee's story begins with founder Arch Applin III. The aspiring businessman had just graduated from Texas A&M with dreams of opening his own store. He ultimately decided to follow in the similar footsteps of two men he was named after, his father and grandfather. His father, named Arch Jr., ran a construction company. His grandfather, named Arch, owned a general store in Louisiana. According to Texas Monthly, he began by buying a piece of property located between the Texas towns of Lake Jackson and Clute. In 1982, Applin opened the doors to his first Buc-ee's. Even from the start, the 3,000-square-foot location size was larger than the industry average for a building of this kind. Despite its monstrous size, the first ever Buc-ee's was born as a convenience store. A few years later, Applin would team up with Don Wasik, another local Texas businessman and fellow convenience store owner. According to Forbes, Wasik and Applin began opening stores together around 1985. The stores were still generously sized compared to your typical gas station, and throughout the 80s, Applin and Wasik introduced what would become iconic Buc-ee's features. A store that opened in 1985 sold sandwiches, donuts, and breakfast tacos, and a Buc-ee's that launched in 1989 offered fishing gear and clothing. Buc-ee's is known for its cute name and Beaver mascot, and the origin of both comes from founder Arch Applin III, who claimed to have the nickname Beaver growing up. His mom may have gotten the idea from a different company, as Applin tells it, since Ipana toothpaste with its mascot Buc-ee Beaver was popular during his upbringing. The Buc-ee's mascot can easily be spotted by drivers making their way down southern freeways. The circular logo features the smiling animal in a red hat against a yellow background. You can easily see it plastered all over any of Buc-ee's locations, and there are tons of Buc-ee's merchandise and clothing items that are available for purchase in store or online. Statues placed outside of each Buc-ee's location are another way to lay your eyes on the beaver. Per CBS Austin, the creator of those statues is a Texas sculptor named Clint Howard. The artist began by creating one such beaver for the owner of the Buc-ee's in Bastrop, Texas. However, the higher-ups were so impressed they invited Howard to make more. But Buc-ee's isn't just known for convenience stores with record-breaking square footage. Each location is also accompanied by dozens of gas pumps. It's part of what brings travelers to Buc-ee's in the first place. When exiting the highway to take a break from the driving journey, travelers know they probably won't have to wait long at Buc-ee's due to the sheer amount of gas pumps that prevent lines from forming. Ford Fry, a Texas native, told Eater of the gas pump-filled rest stops, "You want to plan your trip so that you run out of gas right there." The Architect's newspaper likened the long shade canopies covering gas pumps at Buc-ee's to the huge shape of Buc-ee's home state of Texas, comparing the shade it brings to the stretching 12-hour travel time of driving across Texas. Unfortunately for some, the large amount of options at Buc-ee's tends to create problems reported by some of the chain's patrons. One Reddit user wrote, "Unpopular opinion, Buc-ee's is not good. People just park their cars at the pump and leave for 30 minutes like they own it." However, plenty of users came to defend Buc-ee's gas, in particular calling it some of the cheapest around. Buc-ee's may be great, but none of the locations are of any use to truck drivers, as 18-wheelers are banned from Buc-ee's locations. There's even a sign hanging at most of the chain's travel centers that says as much. Jeff Nadalo, a Buc-ee's representative, explained to KVUE the reasons behind the ban on semis, saying, "The layout of Buc-ee's travel centers is optimized for passenger vehicles. Buc-ee's driveways and parking lots are simply not designed for the safe and efficient use by 18-wheeler trucks." Despite this comment, some truckers think they've uncovered a hidden meaning behind the ban. According to El Paso Car Transport, a few semi-drivers think that Buc-ee's is making a statement about the personal hygiene of truckers. They think Buc-ee's feels truck drivers are not clean, and letting them into rest stops could damage the reputation of the chain's restrooms. While feelings are definitely hurt, one Yelp user and trucker describes the ban as only showing how badly everyone wants to feel welcome at Buc-ee's. Restrooms have long been an important part of the Buc-ee's experience. Even in the early days of the American convenience store chain, Buc-ee's emphasized their bathrooms as a priority. Even today, the company continues to be recognized by travelers for its bathrooms. In 2012, Buc-ee's received the Best Restroom Award from Cintas, a company that should know what it's talking about as it manufactures bathroom supplies. They applauded the generous amount of stalls open at Buc-ee's world record-breaking location in New Braunfels. With 83 stalls, they say it's unlikely you'll ever have a long wait. In 2019, Buc-ee's was recognized again for its restrooms by GasBuddy, and according to the Austin American-Statesman, in a user-based poll, people rated the Buc-ee's restrooms the best in Texas. Extremely complimentary remarks overall also gave the company the top ranking for gas station restrooms in the U.S. Cleanliness isn't the only reason why people love the Buc-ee's bathrooms. According to the Washington Post, some locations even have lights that signal whether or not a stall is occupied. They're also typically spacious, offering privacy to each bathroom goer. You'll find familiar food sections at Buc-ee's as you would at other convenience stores. At Buc-ee's, you'll be able to get all of that, but in much larger quantities. There are more snack options than you could ever imagine inside its stores. However, Buc-ee's doesn't just have lots of granola bars and packaged nuts. The company has a few specialties. Beef jerky is a particularly important one, and brisket is another. You can choose this meat option in the barbecue or breakfast taco section. Even Food and Wine agrees that in such a competitive barbecue-obsessed place such as Texas, state residents still voice their approval for the brisket at Buc-ee's. A TripAdvisor reviewer agreed, writing, "Being a Texan requires one to occasionally eat a barbecue brisket sandwich, and I found a great one at Buc-ee's." In addition to brisket, we recommend the kolaches. These Czech-turned-Texan-filled pastries are a treat throughout the state, so of course you can get some at Buc-ee's. If you're in the mood for something sweeter, try the fudge counter, another Buc-ee's fan favorite that, according to Eater, has dozens of different kinds of fudge. Out of all the memorable snacks at Buc-ee's, Beaver nuggets are the most important treat. These dried sweets are maybe more beloved than the beef jerky, brisket, or kolaches combined. Beaver nuggets come in a clear bag at Buc-ee's, allowing you to see all of the delicious, crunchy treats inside. The Houston Chronicle says these snacks are the perfect driving treat because beaver nuggets are not messy, both sweet and salty, and come in a huge bag. These treats come in several flavors outside of the original, so there are even a lot of options when it comes to picking out a bag of Buc-ee's signature snacks. There are spicy, cheesy, and salty flavors of beaver nuggets available for the taking at every Buc-ee's location.
No matter what time of day you stop at Buc-ee's, there will be food available, so we recommend you arrive hungry. Locations are open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and you'll find hot, freshly prepared items for sale during that entire time. Breakfast is served between 4 a.m. and 11 a.m., with lunch and dinner options starting thereafter. If it isn't obvious yet, Buc-ee's is not your typical gas station, and its selection is far from limited. Breakfast items include pastries, breakfast tacos, biscuit sandwiches, and more. For lunch, try the beloved sausage and cheese kolache. If you end up at Buc-ee's around dinner time, you could fill up on some classic Texas barbecue. You'll find brisket, pulled pork, sausage, and chopped beef options to satisfy meat cravings. One pleased customer wrote on TripAdvisor about their experience, saying, "Great food choices, especially the barbecue sandwiches. Not to mention, there are countless sweet and salty snacks to curb your hunger. If you're passing by Buc-ee's, don't even think about making an additional stop for food elsewhere. No, really, please don't."
I got dinner from the gas station.
I'm tired of eating at a gas station. I have terrible diarrhea.
There's no need to waste your time or energy washing your car before stopping at Buc-ee's. Along with all the other amenities, a few locations actually offer a car wash service. Per the company's website, the locations with car wash centers are all in Texas. So if you happen to stop at a Buc-ee's in Cypress, Denton, Katy, Lake Jackson, or Richmond, you'll be able to clean your car. Now, if you end up at the Katy, Texas location, buckle up because you're in for a long ride, a record-breaking car wash ride. Per Buc-ee's, this location is home to the longest car wash in the world. At 255 feet long, this isn't your typical car wash experience.
Wow, look at that. I'm the first human being to go through a car wash. Number one! Number one!
As amazing of a car wash as it is, humans can't be washed in it. However, it's still worth the drive. Buc-ee's beef jerky is one of the most beloved products sold at the convenience store chain. If you eat meat, it would be a crime to pass it up. This is not your typical gas station jerky either. Instead of grabbing a package of mass-produced jerky meat at the checkout, you'll find a full counter that functions much like a deli counter. You can order the exact quantity of jerky you wish, and the staff will carefully wrap it up so that it stays fresh during your drive. Per the Daytona Beach News-Journal, there are at least 20 different styles of beef jerky at a given Buc-ee's location, including rarer flavors like ghost pepper, cherry maple, bohemian garlic, and peppered turkey. In addition to the beef jerky counter, you'll find a wall of packaged Buc-ee's beef jerky. While less fresh than the stuff at the counter, this beef jerky is a proprietary product with a reputation for deliciousness. On Influencer, one Buc-ee's customer wrote that the chain's bohemian garlic beef jerky is just the perfect balance, saying, "It has a great taste that's just the right amount of garlic and sweetness. It's just the right amount of jerky per bite." You're going to be in the mood for something sweet after filling up on Buc-ee's Nuggies, barbecue, and beef jerky. That's why you can't skip out on dessert. Fudge is one of the most popular options, and you can pick up a large supply at the fudge counter. At each store, you'll find many different flavors, including birthday cake, blueberry cheesecake, M&M, and red velvet. People love getting the fudge sampler, which includes an assortment of flavors. Fudge isn't the only noteworthy dessert at Buc-ee's. Sweet treats like banana pudding, sweet kolaches, cinnamon rolls, gummy candies, fruit cups, and taffy are all up for grabs. One Buc-ee's customer raved about their pastries, saying, "I love the cinnamon rolls." If you can't pick just one, follow the lead of the duo behind the Social Couplepreneur YouTube account and try a variety. The video shows them tasting sweet treats like pecan and cream cheese kolaches, a red velvet cake ball, and a key lime pie cup. Even if you don't want to eat dessert on site, we recommend grabbing some to satisfy sweet cravings while you're on the road. You never know when that sweet tooth will hit. With Buc-ee's being such a beloved establishment in the US, it's not a bad idea to pick up some gifts when you visit the chain. While there are some fun ideas for adults, there are even more options for children. With such a cute and cuddly mascot, it's not a bad idea to purchase a Buc-ee's plushie or Beaver embellished item. If there's no one else to shop for, you can buy something for yourself. Per Texas Snacks, there are multiple categories of gifts to choose from at Buc-ee's. For example, you could buy clothing, which comes in the form of swimwear, athletic gear, tie-dye, Texan-themed outfits, and more. The gas station chain also sells home goods like mugs, coolers, tumblers, pillows, blankets, and more. You can even pick up camping gear decorated with Buc-ee's famous logo. The merchandise is just one more way for Buc-ee's fans to express their love for the company.
Are you friendly and eager to lend a helping hand? Then you should have no trouble getting a job at your neighborhood Buc-ee's. According to Climb, applicants aren't required to have much experience in order to secure employment. Besides maybe a high school diploma, potential candidates can woo the recruiter with a few simple traits: an upbeat attitude, a strong work ethic, and plenty of flexibility. Many Buc-ee's alumni who've posted on Indeed agreed that the hiring process is fairly routine for a service gig. Applicants are contacted by management to set up an interview to determine if the individual is a good fit for the team. If selected, they'll complete a background check and drug test. Depending on the particular circumstances, candidates might even go through multiple interviews before finding out if they got the job. Like most entry-level positions, going from the interview to wearing the badge is also quick. Climb reports a couple of days on average, but some employees allege scoring the role in 24 hours, with a gift associate writing on Indeed. You spend about 9 hours training on a computer, and then you are officially an employee. A single Buc-ee's location can house as many as 250 team members under its roof to keep up with the influx of customers and daily tasks. As General Manager Floyd Freeman tells Alabama Living, it takes an army to keep Buc-ee's operating 24/7. While it can be overwhelming, the plus side is that it can also be rewarding, since there are constantly co-workers around. If expanding your social circle is a goal, it'll definitely happen at Buc-ee's. Taking into account the convenience store's astronomical measurements, it's no wonder the chain maintains a fleet of hired hands to perform the necessary, if not adrenaline-packed, tasks that a bustling theme park-esque rest stop like Buc-ee's is capable of demanding. In this economy, the federal minimum wage is downright paltry at $7.25 per hour, as listed by the U.S. Department of Labor. Buc-ee's workers, on the other hand, can make double that amount. In 2021, Estonia reported that wages started at $14 an hour for cashiers or gift associates, complete with opportunities for advancement to higher-paying roles, and that figure increased to $15 or $16 in 2022. Buc-ee's takes pride in its attractive compensation, as evidenced by the signs hanging throughout the store advertising each position's hourly expectations, to keep current workers on board as well as draw new faces into the hiring pool. General Counsel Jeff Nadalo emphasizes the importance of keeping wages competitive, saying, "We have to look at a business plan that serves the customer but also provides an environment where employees are going to want to stay and will encourage career development. Clearly, a good paycheck matters to just about any worker in any field, and plenty of Buc-ee's employees cite the high pay as a prime incentive to work there." If there's one thing that might make you reconsider working at Buc-ee's, it's the high turnover rate. According to the Washington Post, poor management, rigid policies, and exhausting working conditions have come under scrutiny by workers who claim the company drives them away. People who have worked at Buc-ee's express more than just indifference upon leaving their jobs. Take this account from a former cashier posting on Indeed. They work the heck out of good employees until they quit, and then borderline shun them for it. Add in surveillance cameras and signage reading, "Don't forget who pays you," and it isn't so surprising that people would flee.
They definitely have a higher expectation, and that probably ties into why they do pay a little bit more.
Even after boasting generous wages and a 401k plan, Buc-ee's struggles to match its employee-friendly image when it's evident hirees would much prefer taking their labor elsewhere. The retailer's Indeed profile shows a 2.7-star average from over 800 reviews. According to a merchandise team leader, don't expect any lulls or low peaks at this 24/7 rest stop. As they wrote on Indeed, you will stay busy for your entire 8-hour shift. As anyone who visits Buc-ee's can confirm, a normal part of the experience is seeing employees hard at work in their respective departments. Keeping the store's metaphorical engine running means there's not a minute for workers to spare or let up on their duties. Remaining open for long stretches of time essentially demands a non-stop stream of labor. As such, workers endure a lot of pressure while on the job. To give outsiders a sense of just how much staff members hustle around the clock, take this little fact nugget from Alabama Living. A location in Baldwin County allegedly receives shipments every single hour. Although Buc-ee's is one of the few retail establishments that advertises 40-hour work weeks, the chain isn't exactly consistent with scheduling. One Indeed review revealed employees often work past their shift when there's not enough staff to cover the load. However, Buc-ee's will shave off the extra time from their next shift to keep their hours below the threshold for providing full-time benefits. It's also not unheard of for Buc-ee's employees to clock in more than just the standard 8 hours. One individual who posted Buc-ee's work schedule wrote, "These shift guidelines are never followed, and you can guarantee that you'll be there for more than 10 hours at a time." 8 hours doesn't seem so bad in a vacuum, but multiplied by 7 consecutive days of standing on your feet non-stop? Well, you can bet even the most chipper busy Beaver would be wiped out. Former and current employees alike have attested to receiving as little as 5 minutes to collect themselves during a whole shift. According to one Reddit commenter, the chain doesn't provide restroom breaks, lunch breaks, or even a break room for employees to temporarily kick their feet up. 8 hours of work in exchange for a lunch break is a widely accepted norm in retail work these days. However, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration writes that employers don't have to provide these benefits, or at the very least won't face trouble from the federal government for refusing. So technically, Buc-ee's is able to get away with skimping on time off. In addition to short breaks, Buc-ee's does not allow its employees to sit down, with another Reddit user commenting, they get a 5 to 10 minute personal moment where they're allowed to eat standing up at a table in the back. A cashier alleged that even getting a chance to use the restrooms could be a struggle. They told the Washington Post, "I've asked some time to go to the bathroom, and it's been a couple hours before I'm allowed to go." Texas Monthly writes that phones are strictly off limits for employees, and that rule takes effect the moment workers clock in. It's a long-standing policy that, if violated, could get workers terminated on the spot. Of course, it makes sense that a retailer would enforce rules surrounding phone usage, but at the same time, banishing phones from the premises has been a hassle for employees who need to make childcare arrangements or tend to personal responsibilities. As one food service associate wrote on Simply Hired, your family has no means of contacting you the entire time you are at work, even if it's a life or death emergency situation. Surprisingly, workers aren't the only ones expected to grind off the grid. Per Buc-ee's, it axed phone lines from stores years ago due to the inconvenience caused by workers answering the calls, and customer inquiries are now taken through the website. As the Nashville Ledger writes, employees are hired specifically to clean, scrub, and polish every toilet bowl at Buc-ee's until it sparkles. Furthermore, according to the St. Augustine Record, Workers are assigned to monitor the restrooms on a 24-hour basis, ensuring that the cleanliness the chain successfully markets is always on display.
You know, we try real hard to keep the bathrooms as clean as we can keep them, and I think we do a pretty good job.
When Buc-ee's won Cinta's coveted Best Bathroom in America back in 2012, it was the hardworking Buc-ee's staff who received a shout-out for a well-deserved victory, with market development official Gary Gonzaba raving, "Whenever I go here, there's always someone, seemingly right behind me, cleaning up." Buc-ee's is adamant that its workforce presents a clean-cut image, which is why when walking into one of its locations, you won't see body piercings or ripped jeans on anyone wearing a name tag. Strict dress codes aren't unusual in the world of retail, but Buc-ee's enforces some staggeringly rigid rules on personal appearance that might not register to visitors passing through. Buc-ee's dress code is posted on its website, listing open-toed footwear, unnatural hair dyes, and disheveled attire as being firmly prohibited by the company. According to Texas Monthly, male employees can't grow out their hair, and Indeed reports that ear piercings are the only valid body modification, assuming that they're single studs in the earlobe. The store bars tattoos that are visible, and as far as facial hair goes, it's better to play it safe. According to another commenter on Indeed, beards are acceptable, but keep it neat. From the moment you approach Buc-ee's Texas Roundup, you'll see pitmasters wearing cowboy hats while wrangling slab after slab of smoked meat, while the chain keeps the process under wraps. The Nashville Ledger reports that there's plenty of evidence to suggest the standards are astronomically high for any worker wielding the knife. Food Network reports that Randy Pauly, the company's director of barbecue who oversees the Daytona Beach store, has a resume that includes 8 world championship wins, a telling sign that Buc-ee's takes its barbecue extremely seriously.
Brisket on the board!
By that logic, the company isn't afraid to invest time into employees to truly let their skills marinate, even with lots of practice, become the reigning kings of the grill. Austonia writes that Buc-ee's has been known to promote workers from within, encouraging retention by making the store atmosphere a place team members can enjoy long-term. Simply put, there's a lot of potential for lower-rung hires seeking out a higher station at the company. Operations District Manager Mandy Carlisle reveals that it took 6 years as a cashier to eventually land the corporate role they're in today, with Mandy writing in a testimonial for the company's website, "I believe I am an example of what job opportunities are available to all employees at Buc-ee's." Even with these rosy promises of career advancement, the reality isn't always so pretty. One Indeed comment attests to management favoring certain people for promotions, while another claims job growth is a rare occurrence. In fact, some employees accuse the chain of choosing to hire outside the company, rather than granting an existing worker a new title. Should you violate the terms of your Buc-ee's contract, you just might land in a heap of legal trouble. In 2016, a former assistant manager was sued by Buc-ee's for over $67,000 after breaking their agreement early. The Houston Chronicle writes that because the employee quit a year prior to the original agreement, they would need to pay the company back the retention pay that was included in their salary, hence the lawsuit's eye-popping sum. Retention pay is a method of compensation provided by a company to motivate long-term employment. According to the McKinney law firm, PC, for a business like Buc-ee's to mandate such strict conditions is unusual. Not only did the employee's contract demand 6 months advance notice for leaving before the agreed-upon time frame, but the chain expected a refund of the retention pay accrued during their tenure if they bailed prematurely. Initially, the employee lost the case and was handed a $100,000 bill for Buc-ee's side. However, the Texas Court of Appeals reversed the ruling in 2017, forcing Buc-ee's to cough up the amount to the affected employee instead, considering they were hired on an at-will basis. The San Antonio Employment Law blog argues the original agreement was out of bounds with the employee's role, and therefore unreasonable for Buc-ee's to enforce.
Buc-ee's Nuggies are the savory alternative to their classic nuggets. Instead of sugary toppings, these feature mainly cheesy flavorings. It's a coating similar to that of a Cheeto or cheese puff, so prepare for some powder-coated fingers when you're done. There are a few flavors of nuggies to choose from. White cheddar is certainly a popular flavor, or if you want a kick, opt for the bold and spicy coating. If you can't decide between sweet and savory, we recommend buying one bag each of classic nuggets and classic nuggies, then throw them in a container together to create your own take on Chicago-style popcorn. If you're looking for a healthier alternative, this one's for you, as Buc-ee's also offers a wide variety of dried fruits and vegetables. You can choose from favorites like pineapple and mango, or unique southern snacks like dried okra. While these bagged fruits and veggies are certainly a healthier alternative to nuggets, they should still probably be eaten only in moderation. Dried fruit is calorie-dense, which is great if you're going on a long hike, but not so much if you're sitting in the car for hours. Still, they're a great choice for vegans, vegetarians, and other plant-based eaters who struggle to find snacks at gas stations and truck stops. If your favorite road trip snack is anything packed with sugar to help you stay alert on long drives, you're in luck, as Buc-ee's offers a wide selection of gummy candies. You'll find all the classic varieties like gummy bears, gummy worms, peach rings, and more. Many come in sour varieties as well, if that's more your style. Buc-ee's also sells every other kind of candy you could possibly want, from chocolates to peanut brittle to old-fashioned pecan logs. You won't have any trouble satisfying your sugar rush here. If you've got kids in your crew, though, you may want to steer clear of this aisle. Otherwise, you'll have to prepare for the inevitable sugar rush after the little ones beg for some treats.
Sugar rush.
If you're looking for some longer-lasting energy, then make sure to visit the trail mix aisle. Like everything else that Buc-ee's does, they've gone above and beyond with the flavors here, so you'll surely find a combo that suits your taste buds. The classic trail mix features nuts, chocolate candies, dried cranberries, and raisins. For a spicier mix, opt for the Southwest variety, which features spicy peanuts, jalapeno cheddar sesame sticks, corn nuggets, sunflower seeds, and pumpkin seeds. For those with a sweet tooth, the Peanut Butter Blast Trail Mix features peanuts, honey roasted peanuts, peanut butter chips, peanut butter candies, mini peanut butter cups, and peanut butter coated pretzel balls. However, much like with the dried fruit and veggies, trail mix isn't always healthy. Many feature ingredients that can raise the sugar content and calorie counts, so keep an eye out for that. Maybe endless varieties of jerky aren't your thing, or you just need something sweet to go along with it. In that case, step up next to this other 24/7 Buc-ee's counter, where you can mix and match blocks of decadent homemade fudge. You can buy a big block of your favorite flavor, or create your own mix and match box of smaller blocks, perfect for enjoying on the road. Some of the available flavors come and go with the changing seasons. For instance, you'll no doubt find pumpkin there in the fall, and there are always at least a couple of festive flavors around the holidays. But on any given day, you'll find a dizzying number of varieties to choose from. There are classics like chocolate, vanilla, and chocolate peanut butter, while quirkier varieties like watermelon also make their way into the rotation.
Oh, fudge.
Humans have been sticking foods on sticks for centuries, and Buc-ee's has made sure to get in on the action. Their sausage on a stick is an oversized sausage on a skewer, sprinkled with seasoning and wrapped tightly in a tortilla. It's not quite a hot dog and not quite a corn dog, but it is 100% delicious. It's also easy to eat and largely mess-free, on top of being both tasty and satisfyingly meaty. This is a simple yet filling item that you'll definitely want to grab on your next Buc-ee's visit. Since it's priced at just $2.99, it's on the cheaper end of foods you can grab at our favorite mega gas station, so it's got that going for it.
So I got that going for me, which is nice.
Many of the items worth trying at Buc-ee's are the kinds that you'll want to enjoy right away or bring along to eat on the road, but they also sell some foods that are perfect for taking home, perhaps as a souvenir from your adventure. Buc-ee's candied jalapenos are one such great option. Perfect for adding to a charcuterie board, these spicy yet sweet jalapenos go great with meats and cheeses or on a burger. We won't judge if you choose to eat them straight from the jar either. Alongside the jalapenos, you'll find an odd choice: pickled quail eggs. These tiny eggs are pickled in spicy brine alongside chopped peppers. If that's not quite your style, you can try the mayhaw jelly instead. Made from berries picked from the southern mayhaw tree, this jelly is bright pink and makes for a delicious sweet topping for breads and pastries. And if you've still got room in your budget, the cinnamon honey butter is another popular southern staple. If you're not in the mood for a breakfast taco, you still have plenty of other hot foods to choose from, and you should definitely try some on your next Buc-ee's visit, as they offer hot sandwiches that are surprisingly delicious for a gas station. The barbecue options, including the chopped brisket, are very appropriate for Texas, but you'll also find on the menu a pastrami Reuben that has a bit of a cult following. It comes on a pretzel bun topped with hot pastrami, crispy onion strings, and plenty of sauerkraut. And then there's the signature club sandwich, which features ham, bacon, and turkey topped with melted cheddar cheese, mayo, lettuce, and tomato, all piled on a grilled white bun. Many of the hot sandwiches and the barbecue options are made to order. This not only means that you can customize your options, but also that you're guaranteed a hot, fresh meal. So you can skip the fast food run and get gas and sustenance all in one stop. Looking for a salty, crunchy side to go along with some savory brisket barbecue? At Buc-ee's, you'll find a tray lined with individual bags of hot, fresh potato chips on the same counter as the breakfast tacos in the morning and the pre-made barbecue sandwiches in the afternoon. Beaver chips are potato chips that are fried and stored each day. They're sold in small, individual-sized paper bags, making for a great side for lunch. Because Beaver chips are made fresh and not packed into a sealable bag, they're best eaten right away. If you're grabbing road trip snacks to enjoy later on, or over the course of a few days, you'd probably be better off visiting the bagged snack aisle to pick up a bag of chips, including perhaps Buc-ee's brand variety. But if you want the full Buc-ee's experience, make some time for the Beaver chips.
We're talking about beavers, buddy.
We've already established that Buc-ee's nuggets and nuggies are must-haves, but there are some other savory snacks that you also need to keep an eye on. You can fill up on fresh, tasty popcorn in the same Beaver-labeled bags that the nuggets and nuggies come in. Caramel popcorn is the standard, but you'll also find powdered cheese-coated varieties, including regular cheddar and white cheddar. If you can't make up your mind about what flavor you want, try the triple play popcorn. This bag features a mix of caramel corn, cheddar, and white cheddar. It's the perfect mix of sweet and savory, and great for enjoying on the go, albeit with some sticky fingers. Another salty sweet must-have are Buc-ee's bagged pretzels. Dip varieties include chocolate, yogurt, and peanut, as well as blends like dark chocolate and peanut butter. If you haven't spent much time in Texas and aren't familiar with Czech foods, you might not be familiar with the kolache. How this pastry came to be considered as Texan as football is a long story. It dates back to the Czech immigrants who founded communities in rural Texas in the 1880s. Nowadays, you can find these stuffed rolls at a variety of bakeries, restaurants, and convenience stores across the state. At Buc-ee's, you'll find tons of fresh, homemade flavors of kolaches to choose from. Sweet options include those stuffed with fruits and fruit jellies. Savory options are also popular. The jalapeno cheddar is a slightly spicy must-have. In true Texas style, you can also enjoy varieties stuffed with meats like spicy sausage. If you're feeling particularly daring, try the boudin stuffed kolache. If you don't know what you're looking for, it's easy to miss this next popular snack food. It's one that you definitely won't find at most gas stations or truck stops. Sizzlin' saltines start with saltine crackers and add a variety of sweet, salty, and spicy toppings. Classic Sizzlin' saltines are topped with a zesty seasoning and then baked. If you're a fan of a certain dressing flavor, you should definitely try the ranchin' saltines, which are topped with a generous helping of ranch seasoning before being baked. A spicy variety is also available. These crackers are a fun addition to a meat and cheese plate, but they're also great on their own. Although, fair warning, with all that seasoning and the delicate saltine crackers as a base, these are a messy snack to enjoy in the car.
Quick, make like a beaver!
While the name might remind you of something akin to a chicken nugget, Beaver nuggets are actually a cross between corn puffs and caramel corn. Think of them as something like a Cheeto, but instead of being sprinkled in cheese powder, they're covered in sticky sweet sugar dust. Although the classic caramel nuggets are what most would say when asked about these puffed up snacks, one flavor alone does not make a Buc-ee's classic. Atlanta Magazine, which describes the nuggets as being Kellogg's Corn Pop cereal turned up to 11, tells us that Beaver nuggets come in a modest but impressive selection of flavors, such as sea salt caramel, spicy nuggets, and chocolate dip nuggets. Other flavors include white cheddar habanero and cinnamon sweet. While Buc-ee's no doubt has a very impressive collection of nuggets, just how popular are they? Do people genuinely enjoy them, or do they simply like the novelty of buying a snack from America's biggest convenience store? It would appear that for something as simple as corn puffs dipped in a brown sugar and caramel dusting, Beaver nuggets seem to hold a special place in people's hearts. But what is it about them that makes them stand out above the usual sugary gas station pick-me-ups? Cron starts off its review of Beaver nuggets with a rather bold claim, calling the nuggets the best gas station snack, and for quite a few reasons. The review notes that the Beaver nuggets are not only perfect for the cup holder, but they also come in many varieties and flavors, they are sold in large quantities for the price, and they have a satisfying sugary crunch. Customers who purchase bags of Beaver nuggets through Amazon raved and praised the snacks, with some claiming that the taste of the nuggets was similar to sugary cereals like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. While a handful of complaints were written about the price and the condition in which the snacks arrived, this could simply be due to the shipping process rather than any problems with the nuggets themselves.
You, me, Nuggets Saturday.
Fans of Beaver nuggets seem to have found new ways to enjoy them aside from eating them out of the bag. One reviewer on Yelp suggested adding the nuggets to milk, while Southern Living wrote about a baker in Texas who prepared a key lime pie with the crust made from crushed beaver nuggets. Now, let's say that you're one of the many people who aren't fortunate enough to live near a Buc-ee's, but you're really itching to try this tempting snack. If that's the case, you have a few options. You can order a bag from Amazon, Texas Snacks, or any other online market, but you may worry about the price and the condition they come in. What if it were possible for you to make beaver nuggets, or a very close equivalent, at home? Imperial Sugar gives a recipe for beaver nuggets, though it doesn't so much detail how to make the nuggets themselves as it does provide instructions to whip up the caramel and brown sugar coating that covers them. The coating is made up of brown sugar, maple and vanilla extracts, light brown sugar, light corn syrup, and butter. If making homemade nuggets isn't enough, you don't need to fret. Buc-ee's recently opened its first store in Tennessee, suggesting that the chain is slowly but surely expanding across the United States. Locations have also popped up in other states like Georgia, South Carolina, Alabama, and Florida. Perhaps one day soon, we'll all be able to enjoy the wonders of beaver nuggets outside our local Buc-ee's without having to travel too far.
From the beginning, Buc-ee's has positioned itself as a homey pit stop, guaranteeing cheap gas and a bite to eat for every traveler. Not long after opening in 1982, breakfast entered the picture. The first breakfast menu featured many of the core items that are still served to this day: donuts, sandwiches, and of course, the ever-popular breakfast tacos. It's true that fast food joints like McDonald's rolled out breakfast menus earlier than Buc-ee's. However, the rest stop chain remains a trailblazer in the sense that it was a gas station that customers could depend on for more than just snacks. And unlike McDonald's, the food was prepared the traditional way in a professional kitchen. Nothing frozen, just simple cooking made from scratch. That is a far cry from even most restaurant chains, so in that sense, Buc-ee's was ahead of the curve on what gas station fare could be. To nobody's surprise, breakfast is served bright and early at Buc-ee's. So how early are we talking? The gas station serves breakfast starting at 4 a.m. and whips up all the classics until lunchtime at 11 a.m. That means for a solid 7 hours, Buc-ee's fires up the griddle for a morning lineup bursting with pure, greasy decadence. There are the buttery biscuit sandwiches, the breakfast tacos and burritos, and of course, the pastries fresh out of the oven. On the flavor spectrum, breakfast commonly falls between two categories, sweet and savory. Many diners seem to pick a side, but not everyone's taste can be divided into such strict binaries. Buc-ee's breakfast menu features a little bit of each so that foodies of all preferences never go hungry. This culinary diversity is a great way to attract as many customers as possible. There's a reason why foodies flock to Buc-ee's meat and potato offerings in the morning. The breakfast sandwiches and burritos are perfect protein boosters due to the ample amounts of eggs, beans, cheese, cured meats, and spice-heavy salsa. And the bakery is filled with classic cafe staples for your sweet tooth. Think muffins and cinnamon rolls coated in creamy icing. There's one breakfast item at Buc-ee's, however, that straddles both flavor profiles particularly well, and that's the kolache. These sweet rolls originated from the modern-day Czech Republic and Slovakia, but have enjoyed cultural importance in Texas dating back to the 19th century. Kolaches are traditionally filled with fruit, but Buc-ee's bakes an assortment of flavors. Varieties include apple, strawberry cream cheese, sausage cheese jalapeno, ham and cheese, and more. Strolling through Buc-ee's, the first thing you're likely to see, let alone smell, is the barbecue. Tender, fall-off-the-bone meats are chopped throughout the day at the prep station to bulk out tortillas or fluffy hamburger buns. Some, like the brisket, are cranked out 24 hours each day according to Buc-ee's director of barbecue, Randy Pauly. Luckily for customers, that means it's served for breakfast if you feel like indulging. Pauly, Buc-ee's barbecue whiz and former participant on Food Network's Chopped, let the Rich and Star show in on a little secret regarding one of the breakfast highlights. Apparently, the brisket breakfast taco beats the bacon, egg, and cheese breakfast taco in terms of overall sales. This anecdote demonstrates that barbecue wins no matter what the clock says. One of the biggest breakfast items at Buc-ee's is also a regional specialty. Breakfast tacos are a staple of Tex-Mex cuisine and are available in large supply across Buc-ee's locations, including notable varieties like the Hippo and the Rhino. But the history of the breakfast taco goes so much further than the gas station circuit. Fiery debates have proceeded over its true origins, marking battle lines between differing factions who credit its invention to San Antonio as opposed to the hipster haven of Austin, per OC Weekly. By all accounts, the breakfast taco emerged in the mid-19th century in the Rio Grande Valley or South Texas as a predominantly working-class food across Mexican immigrant communities. The dish typically features a combination of beans, eggs, potatoes, cheese, and meat rolled in a flour tortilla, though the exact composition can differ depending on the city. One consistency: breakfast tacos weren't referred to as such in the beginning. Due to the meal's prominence in Mexican cuisine, locals simply referred to them as tacos since the need for distinction was basically moot. Buc-ee's breakfast tacos may not match the ones dished up at cozy Corpus Christi taquerias, but their presence reflects the chain's Lone Star roots, which has always remained part of the brand's identity. Naturally, their portable style also makes them the perfect pick-me-up for a long drive. It's true, nobody has high expectations when grabbing food from a gas station, but Buc-ee's has raised the bar in just about every way. There's the fact that most of the breakfast menu contains fresh ingredients, and customers will often spot employees hard at work preparing them in the store. Furthermore, items can be directly made to order so that customers never receive stale or soggy grub at the start of their day. Considering that convenience stores seem to run on heat lamps and prepackaged fare, the idea that you could purchase a hand-rolled burrito is something to behold. And for the lucky breakfast goers at Buc-ee's, this is a daily occurrence. Buc-ee's is equipped with self-serve kiosks where visitors can place orders for whatever breakfast item tickles their fancy. The prep station will then assemble and deliver it to the customer, piping hot at the very first bite. Jim Mills, Buc-ee's culinary director, has been vocal about the vast amount of food items the gas station chain cooks on the premises, and in 2019, he set the record straight with Texas Monthly. In reference to the breakfast tacos, he emphasized their freshness by noting, "We're cooking the tortillas right there and building them." Meanwhile, the robust baking program Buc-ee's operates allows pillowy pastries to flourish in its display cases. Take Atlanta Magazine's advice and ask to have your breakfast warmed up in the microwave. You won't be sorry. Buc-ee's co-founder Arch Beaver Applin III outlined some of the logistics of the menu creation in an interview with Bon Appetit. "We have to put thought into making the food manageable, something that you can eat in your lap while driving. This approach defines the breakfast menu, especially the grab-and-go fare that's become such a key part of Buc-ee's brand. That's right, Buc-ee's has a supply of pre-assembled items customers can pick up and purchase without any wait time. The grab-and-go area is located around the store's main prep station, and the section is immaculately organized. Breakfast items are stored by type on stainless steel heating trays, which makes it easy to grab what you need during a rush. And while these foods are indeed kept warm, employees appear to keep the supply fully stocked, with fresh batches always in rotation. While having the option of a freshly cooked breakfast burrito is certainly nice, it's not always feasible if you're short on time. A convenience store is meant to be, well, convenient, and offering easy-to-eat meals at a moment's notice is a crucial component. Not to mention, Buc-ee's doesn't offer any seating, so the food has to be portable anyway. In 2019, Gas Buddy proclaimed Buc-ee's to be the top spot for gas station coffee in Texas. By all accounts, Buc-ee's Java isn't particularly fancy, but with a 4.7 out of 5-star rating on Gas Buddy, the consensus is that shoppers are nuts about the coffee. As a spokesperson for the company told Dallas News, "No other gas station coffee brand in the country has ratings that high." So what makes the Java brewed at Buc-ee's so rave-worthy? One explanation, as Clearly Coffee writes, is that the beverage is brewed on a regular basis at stores. The blogger traveled to a nearby Buc-ee's and found that employees have to keep the supply flowing to meet the nonstop demand of customers. The store also uses premium appliances like Bunn coffee machines to make its mega-sized batches fresh on the spot. And because the turnover on a freshly brewed pot is so fast, the coffee doesn't even have time to become lukewarm. Would you ever expect a gas station to skimp on servings? Probably not, as evidenced by the jumbo soda jugs or king-sized candy bars located at checkout lanes. Even then, Buc-ee's takes the convenience store breakfast to an entirely new level of indulgence. Whatever the item, the portions are guaranteed to be gigantic compared to how much it rings up at the till. Take one of Buc-ee's all-time classics, the breakfast taco. It basically resembles the Tex-Mex staple in every way that counts, except for its size. It's practically double the width of a standard taco. A YouTube review of the Hippo Taco described it as massive and closer to a burrito than what its name suggests. There's also the Breakfast Beast Burrito, boasting double the amount of ingredients such as cheese, potatoes, sausage, and bacon. Everything about Buc-ee's is enormous, and the breakfast menu is definitely no exception to the bigger is better philosophy. Buc-ee's has excelled at providing a gas station breakfast that people go out of their way to try. Still, the chain isn't one to rest on its laurels. It turns out Buc-ee's constantly strives to be better, and that effort is highlighted by the regular improvements to the food, notably the breakfast options. According to a 2019 article in Texas Monthly, co-founder Arch Applin III was motivated by the franchise's slow but steady expansion throughout the South to address potential menu tweaks. Considering Buc-ee's breakfast is a huge hit with customers, one might feel that shaking it up is unnecessary. However, the changes simply entail building upon what Buc-ee's is already doing well. Slight adjustments like experimenting with new salsa recipes, changing the bacon supplier, and reintroducing discontinued fare keep customers satisfied. On top of that, the business brought in Jim Mills as the brand's culinary director to oversee the new direction. Applin once explained in an article for Bon Appetit, We just try to have really well-respected, loved, high-quality food in a rest stop. One could say adapting the breakfast menu to meet its ever-evolving needs keeps the brand's long-term messaging on point.
While some fans of Buc-ee's love the shopping experience, it's the brisket that's gotten the most buzz. From heaping whole brisket portions to strategic planning to get exactly what you want, there's a method to the madness of Buc-ee's brisket. As we all know, the bar for most gas station food is set pretty low. Most of us would be happy grabbing a bag of chips and a soda, or maybe a donut if it looks fresh enough. And we all know to keep our expectations in check when ordering any hot food at most stations. Buc-ee's, however, is a notable exception. According to Texas Monthly, the chain's co-owner personally taste tests proposed new recipes and ingredients before authorizing them for sale, and Buc-ee's brisket is a case in point. As Buc-ee's operations district manager, Michael Buc-ee told CBS 42,
"We put a lot of love in it. These briskets are smoked for at least 12 to 14 hours.
Michael Buc-ee also went on to say, "We have a smokehouse that ships it to the stores daily. We put a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, a couple other seasonings of course, just low and slow. You know, the Texas way." As a Texas-based chain, Buc-ee's knows its customers have high standards for brisket and plenty of other places to go for a good brisket sandwich, so maintaining quality is a priority, and Buc-ee's is confident it can deliver. Buc-ee's culinary director Jim Mills is so confident about the product that he told Texas Monthly, "I put it, the brisket, up against some of the fancy pants barbecue that's in this part of the country." While you can always find warm, pre-wrapped brisket sandwiches at Buc-ee's, dedicated brisket fans know the thing to do is wait for a fresh batch to be brought out and sliced. As noted by the Ledger, whenever a fresh brisket is brought out, the carver calls out in an almost musical chant, "Fresh hot brisket on the board." And at this point, those in the know approach the board to watch the carving in action and prepare to scoop up freshly assembled sandwiches as soon as they're made. Texas takes barbecue beyond seriously. According to Feastio, some fans are willing to wait in line for up to 4 hours at some of the state's top barbecue places. For this reason, Buc-ee's knows it's critical to ensure its brisket is made right. And for this, it was essential that a proven barbecue expert take the lead. While Buc-ee's culinary director Jim Mills is a veteran of the hotel and restaurant industry, according to Texas Monthly, he wisely delegated the chain's barbecue operations to prize-winning pitmaster Randy Pauly, a former firefighter and contestant on the Food Network show Chopped. Pauly, according to the Houston Chronicle, began visiting barbecue competitions with his father as a child and was named the grand champion in his first competition while still in his teens. The Buc-ee's practice of carving its briskets in-house doesn't just ensure you get fresher sandwiches. It also offers you options you won't find at a filling station offering only grab-and-go food that was made off-site. While it's a safe bet that most brisket-loving travelers passing through Buc-ee's just grab a sandwich or two, along with some of the store's other famous treats, there's those who are willing to buy more.
Fate brought us together, and from the first moment, it was electric.
If you really, really love brisket or need to feed a crowd, you can also buy Buc-ee's brisket by the pound, or even a whole brisket to take home and reheat, Buc-ee's pitmaster Randy Pauly told Fox 35. Be warned, though, that because this option is so little known, even some Buc-ee's employees may be unaware of it. A commenter on TripAdvisor explained their reaction when they asked for it. "When I went to order it, I got the deer in the headlight look." Others reported being told they could only buy it in full pound increments, while still others reported being able to buy as much or as little bulk brisket as they wanted without a problem. So if you're at Buc-ee's and want enough brisket to last a few days, it won't hurt to ask. There's no such thing as a truly universally loved food. Because taste is so subjective, it's possible to put the same plate of food in front of 3 different people and get 3 completely different reactions. Somewhere in the world, there are undoubtedly outliers who hate chocolate or bacon or ice cream. And Buc-ee's brisket is another example of a well-loved food that some people just don't get. One person took to Reddit to voice their complaints about Buc-ee's brisket, saying, "The barbecue they serve is a horrible representation of Texas. It used to be absolutely good, but now it's just bad." That wasn't even the harshest of the critiques. Another Redditor wrote, "Buc-ee's barbecue is only good for a 5-hour drive where you are starving and you want to be disappointed after every bite." If you arrive at Buc-ee's craving brisket, you won't have long to wait, and while you can wait for a fresh brisket to be brought out, carved, and made into sandwiches, if you're pressed for time, there are almost always hot, foil-wrapped sandwiches ready to go. So what can you expect when you open one of the sandwiches? All sandwiches are served on buns, but you can choose between sliced and chopped brisket. The chopped version, according to the Post and Courier's review, comes mixed with a generous portion of barbecue sauce and is reminiscent of a sloppy joe. The sliced version comes with a smaller amount of sauce, which is simply spread on the bun. You can also get these sandwiches in different sizes. Per this Polk Life, Buc-ee's now has an XXL brisket sandwich that offers an extra generous portion of meat. If you walked into Buc-ee's knowing nothing about it, the sight of a carving station in the store could be a bit jarring. Who'd expect to see whole briskets and chickens being brought out and sliced in the middle of a place that sells wiper fluid? We get it, it all seems a bit surreal. What makes it even more shocking is that according to CBS 42, Buc-ee's works with a smokehouse that prepares the briskets and ships them daily to its stores. So that begs the question, given the briskets aren't even cooked in-house, why not have the sandwiches prepped off-site as most gas stations do? Hiring an extra team of people to prep everything on site seems a bit inefficient and doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. Still, the carving station has become one of the signature attractions at Buc-ee's, perhaps because it's so unusual for the setting, and Buc-ee's regulars relish the theater of it all, from the regular chance of fresh hot brisket on the board to the sight and sound of hot briskets being sliced and chopped per the ledger. And for Buc-ee's, the theater is on point. As Buc-ee's general counsel Jeff Nadalo told the Post and Courier, "We've been working to create an interactive, fun experience for our guests that highlights the fresh quality brisket and other barbecue that we sell." If you're a hearty eater or an indecisive one, you know how hard it is to feel satisfied ordering just one thing. If you do, you'll finish your meal either still hungry or with a nagging sense of FOMO. At Buc-ee's, the dilemma for the hungry and indecisive is multitudes greater than usual because of the huge assortment of options, which includes everything from spiced nuts to pudding cups to dried fruit to egg rolls to kolache and sandwiches. Just figuring out what your options are in the cavernous store will require several minutes of walking and a sharp short-term memory. If you narrow your choice down to brisket, however, the choices get easier. During the early morning hours, you'll have a choice from among a couple of varieties of brisket breakfast tacos per Barbecue Bros. During the lunch hours, you can choose between chopped or sliced brisket sandwiches per the Post and Courier. The Barbecue Bros, however, have discovered a sweet spot when you can get the best of both worlds. Get there at the tail end of breakfast service when the carving team is transitioning between the breakfast and lunch menus around 10:45 a.m., and you may be able to score both a brisket breakfast taco and a brisket sandwich. Unsuspecting first-time visitors to Buc-ee's may be surprised to see so much actual cooking going on inside its outlets. And watching carvers pull out and skillfully slice and chop whole briskets can be a novel treat for a Buc-ee's newcomer. After all, while most of us know gas stations as reliable places to grab a bottle of soda, an ice cream bar, or maybe some packaged cookies or chips, the last thing we'd think to get at most of them is a high-quality hot meal. But according to Wide Open Eats, the idea of freshly prepared gas station meals isn't new, nor is it unique to Buc-ee's. Intentionally or not, the extensive food program at Buc-ee's echoes a much older Southern tradition of gas station cookery. Per the bitter Southerner, gas stations in small towns in the Mississippi Delta have often served as the only commercial entities, and thus as de facto social centers for their communities. Many of these stations have discovered their food, typically regional specialties such as fried chicken and hot tamales, to be more profitable than their gas sales. Given that Buc-ee's is known for its low gas prices, as well as its food per Texas Monthly, it's likely the chain's famous brisket plays a similar role in its business.